Audi versus BMW. All-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. This may seem like a classic TFL mashup, but think about this. 2-liter turbo versus 2-liter turbo. Which one of these is faster in a straight line? Let's find out right now.
How could it be that a brand new Audi S3 with 50 more horsepower and all-wheel drive loses a straight-up drag race to a brand new BMW 228i? Is it the driver's fault? It certainly looks like it in this video, but we're going to explain why this happened coming up next on a behind-the-scenes episode of the Fast Lane Car. I'm behind the wheel of the Audi and Andre's behind the wheel of the BMW, and in this slow motion replay, it certainly looks like I fell asleep at the wheel. But believe me, my foot was pushing on the accelerator so hard I almost pushed it through the firewall. So what happened? Well, the answer is simple: turbo lag. We couldn't believe the results either, so we had a redo. We did the race again, and this time I set up the Solo DL in the Audi, and guess what? So of course next we decided to test the BMW from 0 to 60, and you'll be surprised by the results.
All right, here we go. Forward. .70. 6.70. But in the drag race, because the Audi just won't launch, this car is faster. Very interesting results indeed. Very interesting. Under the hood of this Beamer is also, voila, a 2-liter engine, a twin power turbo that puts out 240 horsepower and 255 pound-foot of torque. Now, unlike the Audi, all that power goes to the rear wheels via an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. There's also one other significant difference, and that is this car weighs 100 pounds less. Let me see if I could do a little torque braking and get that a little faster. Let me put it into sport mode, not using launch control. Okay, just do a little brake torquing, and there we go. That's a better launch. Yeah, much better launch. 5.75. Oh yes indeed, yes indeed. Can you imagine getting 292 horsepower and 280 pound-foot of torque out of a 2-liter engine? Because that's exactly what this Audi S3 has. It's basically a souped-up GTI engine that's been put on steroids. And in this case, of course, it feeds all 4 wheels through Audi's Quattro system through a 6-speed S-tronic dual clutch transmission. It's a hell of a lot of power for a tiny engine. My gosh.
You may be wondering why we didn't use the Audi S3's launch control for the drag race. Well, we figure in the real world, people at stoplights don't have time to engage launch control. They just floor it. But it's a fair question. So we decided to use launch control and do a 0 to 60 run in the Audi. Okay, here we go. Hit the brake. That's launch control. And just let it go. That's a lot better. Yes! Oh, there we have it. 5.48. 5.48. That felt a lot faster.
time and maybe get just a little bit more time out of this, because otherwise we're just not getting the kind of speed we need. All right, here we go. ESC off, launch control on, boost built, let go. Oh, it didn't work that time. Didn't get it that time. It's gonna be slower. 6.3. Yep. But we have a fast time using launch control. So yeah, it's good, but you know, there's still a heck of a lot of turbo lag, only initially on the throttle, just on the throttle, initial throttle. Otherwise, you know, when you're cruising along and you floor it, it's really fast. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting results. Interesting.
Howdy folks, Nathan Adlam here with the Fast Lane Car, and I am in lovely, warmer than expected Lake Tahoe. And behind me, the 2015 Volvo V60 Cross Country. And coming up next, everything you ever wanted to know, well, almost.